So let's talk about nightmares. So a frightening or disturbing dream. We often wake suddenly, maybe in a night sweat or with this vivid imagery and these very strong narratives. I mean, I think we probably have all had them.
My dinosaur marijuana. Godzilla dream. Yeah, that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
A reoccurring nightmare I did share with you guys was our dad, who was in a wheelchair, him not being able to save him from a fire. Like, we were in like a hotel and there's always a fire, and not being able to use the elevator to like get him out of the building. That was a reoccurring nightmare I always had.
Yeah, that is scary.
That has to be just anxiety driven, right? Like,
yeah, true.
The anxiety of being so out of control with so many of his health issues, like not having the ability to control some of those things. So
that's true. It was tapping into that fear or
the fear. Yeah.
I think they're induced by some of our greatest fears. Like, I really don't like snakes, so I'll dream about snakes when that's a nightmare for me.
You're facing your fear. That's good.
Yeah, except for when there's a lot of snakes.
Indiana Jones style.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, nightmares are weird though, right? Like, I feel like every scary dream is a nightmare, but then there's some that come in that are like, that was really scary, and like you can't fall back asleep and you can't think of anything else. And then
now, what do you think that is? Do you think it's just a nightmare, or do you think you're like moving through dimensions?
I've never thought about it as anything else but a nightmare. I usually just think of hot dog toppings and then go back to bed.
Wait, what?
This is a common thing for me
right now. Yes. Hot dog toppings.
That's how I get through fearful nightmares and fall back asleep. I will list hot dog toppings and or ice cream flavors.
You consciously do this?
I consciously list them while my eyes are closed. I'm just going through the different ice cream flavors, the different hot dog toppings, until my brain shuts down and I can fall back asleep.
So let's talk about that. That's really actually a very good tactic, because what do you do when you are in the middle of a nightmare or something weird is happening in the middle of the night in your dream space, in your room, wherever you're sleeping, and you are so stuck in this fear portal? You're so fearful about what's happening. What do you do?
Well, I think it's the worst when you're like terrified and then you're like, it's okay, I can fall back asleep. You fall back asleep and you fall back into that same terrifying nightmare. And then you just keep having that repeat and repeat and repeat. It's the worst. But that's what I do. I mean, I list ice cream flavors. It's so stupid, but it works for me.
Does it help you?
Yeah, for some reason it takes it must bridge my conscious mind and my unconscious mind just enough, because I'm listing them while my eyes are closed and I'm trying to fall back asleep. And then it like wipes my brain clean. Doesn't always work, but most of the time it does.
So, the whole idea that there's monsters under our bed, and the dark is scary, right?
Yeah.
Dark night of the soul. The dark is scary. We're fearful of what's in the dark. Mm-hmm. When I have a scary dream experience, I need to turn on the light to break what's happening in my brain.
You really have to turn on your conscious brain.
I do. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I have to like completely come out of what's happening and move from the right side to the left side. And okay, I'm just processing some stuff and get out of that dark space, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I mean, there's times I'll have to like turn a movie on
Yeah.
and fall back asleep to a movie or browse, Instagram for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All of those things. I'll turn on the TV sometimes, just like it breaks the channel, the
Yeah.
signal,
Interesting. Yeah.
the light. So I'm curious about night terrors. Have you guys ever had them or know anybody that has had them?
I have not personally, but one of our kids has what I think is probably night terrors. I can't.
Does she like wake
I
up
couldn't say what
or?
she is awake. That's the scary part is that her eyes are open, but she's not there. And she's just crying and inconsolable. And you don't know how to help her. And we take her outside for a little while and try to get some fresh air into her lungs. And sometimes that helps bring her out of it a little bit. But yeah.
So a little bit like sleepwalking almost?
Yeah, I guess it could kind of be that. I mean, she looks awake. She seems awake. You ask her a question and she responds usually with no, but yeah. It's not fun.
So night terrors, they're really, really fascinating. Well, they're awful if you've ever witnessed one. That it is bizarre. Most often in kids, episodes of intense fear, flailing, screaming, and there's no connection being made. There's no consoling. Often it sounds like they're being tortured. It's really awful. I listened to this story of this woman who was a shaman a lady had brought her child to her and asked her for help. This child was having severe night terrors. And she did a little journey with this child, like a soul retrieval journey. This is shamanism. We can talk about this on another episode. But anyways, what she learned and what she saw was the child had a curse on them from a prior lifetime that was causing...
I don't like that.
Yes, that was causing these night terrors. And she was instructed very clearly to break the curse. And she was shown how to break the curse. And when she did that, she saw this little African pygmy in the vision. The African pygmy kind of deflated and sulked away. Anyways, the child never had another night terror. And she ended up working with hundreds and hundreds of kids after this and teaching this process and really kind of revolutionizing what night terrors are. Because a lot of kids are over medicated for them because they don't know what to do. So I think that's interesting. That's one idea about it. Is that always what's happening? I don't think so. But
like the curse is a night terror?
Potentially.
I don't think that's the case with ours. She doesn't have them frequently. It's been very sporadic. But she does, like, she will just be screaming, "Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me." And you just have to physically remove her from the space to break it up. Yeah, it's scary. It's not fun at all.
It's really scary and sad.
We usually just throw some stones in the room and do a little bowl swirling and we clear the energy out of the bedrooms.
Yeah. It could be somebody just really interfering with her energy, right?